Hey everybody, it's Craig with Smartphone Envy, and today we're going to take a look at Nokia's latest flagship, the E7. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneenvy.com, check out the written review, as well as some photos and videos taken by our E7. All right, let's take a little closer look. Quad-band GSM offers pentaband 3G, so you're going to get 3G connectivity on just about anybody's GSM network. Weighs in at 176 grams, so it's definitely on the heavier side. Size comparison-wise, here's a Atrix right next to it. So you can see it's a little bit longer, a little bit narrower. Thickness-wise, though, considering it's a full slide-out QWERTY, it's pretty thin, as you can see there. And again, speaking of a full slide-out QWERTY, show it to you right there. There you go. We've got 4 rows, and we'll take a much closer look at this when we get into messaging portion of it. But the build quality itself of the phone is outstanding. You've got Gorilla Glass. The case itself is brushed aluminum. This particular model is in a dark gray, but it's very, very solid, very similar to the build you found on the Nokia N8. On the back, you've got the speaker down here in the lower left-hand corner. Above that, towards the top, is the 8-megapixel camera with dual LED flash. Up on top is a micro USB port, which is not only used for transferring data, but also for charging, which is great. HDMI port right next to that. Got a power and lock key, 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right-hand side, SIM card slot, volume, and dedicated camera key. On the bottom is the microphone and lanyard loophole. And on the left-hand side is the lock and unlock key. All right, again, on the back is the 8-megapixel camera. Dual LED flash, geotagging, face detection. Video capture is 720p at 25 frames per second, and it offers video stabilization as well. As far as the battery, you can't remove it yourself, need to send it back to Nokia to get it replaced. It's a 1200 milliamp hour battery rated at 5 hours of talk time on 3G. The display is very nice. There we go. It's a 4-inch AMOLED capacitive touch display with Nokia's clean black technology, so you get very dark darks. So the colors are very vibrant. 360 by 640 pixels. Offers multi-touch accelerometer sensor as well as proximity sensor. And again, it's got Gorilla Glass. Above the display, you've got a front-facing VGA camera for video calls. Below the display, you have one physical key, which is your home key. Also acts as a back key. As far as memory, 16 gigabytes of internal storage. Only 256 megabytes of RAM, which is a little disappointing. 1 gigabyte of ROM. Wi-Fi 802.11b GNN. Bluetooth version 3 with support for A2DP, GPS with support for AGPS, cannot be used as a Wi-Fi hotspot. I'm guessing you go to the OV Market and download an application to set it up so that you can use it that way. Processor, again, a bit disappointing, only a 680 megahertz processor, and the operating system is Symbian 3. All right, let's take a little closer look at the user interface on the Nokia E7. Again, it runs Symbian 3. Which means you have 3 different panels that you can customize with widgets or application shortcuts, as you can see here. Each one of the panels can have its own separate wallpaper. So you can see I have separate wallpaper on each one of them. On the home screen, let's go to the second panel. Let's edit our home screen here. And holding down on one of the widgets brings up a remove, so we'll get rid of that. We'll hit done. So that's how you remove one of the widgets, and we'll go back and we'll add it back in. Tap on it and we'll give you a list of the different shortcuts that are available. You can go to the OV store as well and download from there, and we'll put in the calendar in its place, and you can see we have the calendar there. So that's how you add and replace widgets. Very simple. To change the background, again, it's very simple. We'll go to options, change wallpaper, we'll go to image, and it's going to open up your gallery, and you can pick a picture from the gallery, and it will set that, and you'll be all set. And there we go. Now on the main screen or home screen, you get a number of shortcuts. Tapping on the clock will open up the clock application, allow you to set a new alarm or access your world clock. Tapping on the date will open up your calendar application. Tapping on silent will open up, or tapping on the current profile will open up the profile manager. Tapping in the upper left hand corner, give you a shortcut to the connectivity manager, you can see there. Also provide you with a shortcut to your current connection. You can see I've got a Wi-Fi connection set up currently. Will also give me a clock shortcut as well as battery condition, as you can see there. So there's a number of shortcuts. Home key, pushing down on it will open up your application, your main menu. As you can see here, any place you see a green circle, that means it's got the application is currently running. Go into applications. As you can see, there you go. We've got a couple different options as to how you look at them. You've got grid view. Here's our list view. The other thing that's pretty slick about Symbian 3, one of the things I like quite a bit, is tap on organize. You can create folders and title them and drag different applications into those folders to help organize what you might be doing with it. Did add a game. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Also, it acts as a task manager. Holding down on it will open up a task manager showing the applications you currently have running in the background. Tapping on any one of those will take you directly to it, as you can see. Pushing it down again, get back to our main menu. It will also allow you to close any application that happens to be running in the background. So we'll close our music player simply by tapping on the X. Now you can see we have 3 applications open. So that's how the phone multitasks. So here's a quick look at the user interface on the E7. All right, let's take a look at the keyboard and the messaging application and what your opportunities are, what your options are, I should say, on the Nokia E7. And first off, let's open up our keyboard, and there we go. 4 rows. There's no dedicated number of rows. Numbers and symbols are accessed via the key here in the lower left hand corner. You've got 4 directional keys in the lower right hand corner. You've got a symbol key. Most of the symbols are going to be available on the keypad itself. You're not going to have to dig too often any further than on the keypad, but you can go into symbols. Unfortunately, when you start typing, it goes into dialing your phone. It doesn't go into the phone book. It doesn't go to the messaging application. It doesn't go to a search application, which I find a little disappointing. So we'll go into our messaging application under conversations, and we'll start typing. I do like the keys. The spacing is very nice. Call Mark. I've got text prediction on. It doesn't pick up on capitalization, which is kind of a shame. I find on a lot of keypads they seem to think that we should capitalize when it'd be nice if we didn't have to. Anyway, on this one you're going to have to. But it does have text prediction, which is nice, and you can set it up a couple different ways. Again, as far as the keypad, I like the keys quite a bit. The one area I'm not crazy about is there are no shortcut keys, which is kind of a drag. And it would be nice if it had a dedicated number row, but I can live without that. But the shortcut keys would have been a big help. So there's our keypad, and again the mechanism on the back is very solid. Give you a look at it. And it feels good when it's in place, and it feels good when it's closed. It feels very solid, and you can use it with one hand or to open it with one hand or two. Then you've got your on-screen keypad. Call Mark on Tuesday for our meeting. So that worked quite well. And then you've also got portrait on CWD Wednesday. Well, let's try that one more time. There we go. Wednesday, and it picked it up quite well. So prediction worked great in on the on-screen keyboard, both cases. You also have handwriting available if you'd like, and click on the X, put it in, and hit send. And again, you can add a smiley face if you want. You've got a trash can there as well. So there's a look at dealing with messaging. Let's take a quick look. Since we're here, let's go into email, because it does have full HTML email. Let's get this back in landscape, and we'll go in here. Zoom in a little bit again. And what do you say? Let's see, how about Google Alert? So there's a full HTML email. And we'll hit open. And you can see I had a choice of editing at the bookmarks, which is pretty slick. Unfortunately, again, the big issue is that the browser on this phone is really pretty much worthless. Again, you can double tap to zoom in, but it doesn't reformat it or rewrap it to fit the display, what's the point? So that's a shame. Anyway. There's a look at messaging. Let's take a look at the camera interface along with the gallery. And there we go. We've got the camera interface open. And you can see we've got video, camera, flash, and settings under settings. So we've got scene mode, face detection, grid, self-timer, color, tone, white balance, exposure, contrast, sharpness, and photos. Pretty much what you would expect. Under options, flip over to the secondary camera. Use the front-facing camera, settings, video mode, and head to your gallery. And we'll go to the gallery real quick. There's our gallery. And we'll let that focus in. Some shots I took, video, we'll take a look at that. Actually, all of these will be posted at smartphoneme.com along with the written review for you to take a look at. I just want to give you a look at the gallery. And pinch to zoom works quite well. You have to give it a second to refocus, but it works very well. You can double tap to zoom in and out as well. Let's look at the gallery. And hit back. Back again, and we'll go back to our camera. Here's our video camera. And we'll take a look at the settings under video camera. Again, we've got scene mode, white balance, cone, photos, and then under options, we've got settings. In video quality, we've got high def. You can see MP4. You've seen the video stabilization, auto recording, default video name, typical settings you would expect on a video camera. But you've got 8 megapixel camera again with 720p at 25 frames per second video capture. Let's take a look also at the music player. And I think I've got it out here somewhere. There we go. And here's our album art. And we'll pick a song here. And when you tap on the album, it brings up a playlist. And don't really need to listen to that. Take a look at some of the options. Obviously, you can shuffle, play, on and off, repeat, on and off song details. Also have an equalizer, which is pretty nice. So listed the different effects from the equalizer. And there was one other thing I wanted you to see under settings. You've got a loudness control as well as stereo widening control, which is nice. And also use the tone assigned to a contact or set as a ringtone, which is pretty handy as well. So there's a look at the music player. Also, as far as games are concerned, do a little gaming. We'll access the main menu. Go into applications. I downloaded Angry Birds. Let's take a look at Angry Birds. Take a look at Angry Birds. Alright, let's try tapping on that. That works. Alright. And we're off and flying. Turn the volume up a little bit. Hang on a second. Sorry about that, I had the volume off, didn't mean to do that. You can see it's quite smooth, no issues at all. Oh, a little short. Let's look at Angry Birds. And hit that. And let's see. That up in the corner, get out of there to close out.